This conference will now be recorded.
Hello all, thanks for joining. Welcome everyone to Isha Training Solutions. As you are already aware that we are going to discuss about performance testing using NeoLoad. So this is just uh, a product tool demo, and we will also share some information on this performance testing and why it is required and how there is a huge boom in the performance testing currently in the performance testing field, right? So let's discuss like some of this aspect about this. So let's continue. So before we get into this learning about this performance testing or looking at the tool demo, you should know about your instructor. So this is my information. Okay, so I'm Naveen and I'm a certified expert in NeoLoad. Okay, so I have worked across various domains like retail, banking, finance, insurance, healthcare, telecom, logistics, and so on. Right, some of them I haven't listed it here. I have little over 700 hours of live training experience. Okay, so that's all about me, and this is just my certification credentials. Okay, so why Isha, right? And what are the things that you're going to gain by joining this course? Let's look at it. So there is going to be a live question and answer clarification session. So we will be having a session, uh, right? And then post the session there would be a window where we can clear out, ask your questions, and then this will be clarified. All the sessions are recorded, and the access would be provided to the participants, right? It is going to be the lifetime access. Okay, and also other project related artifacts and other uh, uh, attachments also will be provided to the learners. So there is an interesting part which is a live troubleshooting session. In case if anybody is stuck with uh, anything, right? Any technical issue, right? We will be having a live troubleshooting sessions where we will be, the learner can share their screen, and then we can learn together, right? So this also creates different opportunities where different folks are having a different issues, and we are so once we troubleshoot it, we will know like how to handle certain things technically. Okay, and of course NeoLoad professional certification support would be provided. So when I say support, so if we see the current industry is I mean n- uh, Tricentis is being very aggressive, and they are expanding their footprints across the globe, and they are also grabbing some of this market share of load runner, which was once a leader, but now I mean it is getting more diversified, right? Different tools are getting more prominence for various uh, objective, and neoload certification will help in at least uh, to grab, especially this is very useful for somebody who is in a transition phase, right? Like they would be in a different profile, maybe manual testing or automation or a different profile, and they would want to transition themselves into performance. So we have successfully transitioned over 140 person into performance. We have integrated them into it. Okay, fine. So let's proceed. So course content, what would be there and what are we are going to learn from this course. So we are going to learn about performance testing concepts, which is the backbone of any tool, right? So we'll be learning some of, and NeoLoad is very intuitive. It is highly intuitive and user friendly, and we can learn some of the concepts, grasp it quickly. If we take a load runner approach, maybe it would take, the learning curve could be 3 to 6 months. But with NeoLoad, maybe within 2 to 3 weeks, you can grab most of the aspect about performance testing, and you can directly start delivering, right? So of course, we will be learning about NeoLoad's features and its functionalities, and some of these components of NeoLoad, and all of them, right? It's going to be practical demonstration and hands-on. Okay. So how the sessions are going to be? There would be 4 sessions per week, and each session between 1 to 1.5 hours, and there would be a practical lab sessions. This would be conducted right during the weekend, or once there is once we have crossed certain milestone, we will be having such sessions. This is very useful for somebody who is absolutely new to this tool and new to performance testing. Okay. So before we get into PT intro, right, I would like to just share the course content. Okay. So that we know like what are the topics that is being covered here. So let's look at this. Okay, so this is what we are looking is the NeoLoad course content. So there would be some introduction sessions on performance testing, NeoLoad, introduction to NeoLoad, and how we can install NeoLoad. All of those things would be in the early part of the sessions, and we will be learning in detail about all of those components, right? So if we take design, there are something on this recording, and you how we can record the user path, which I will show you to you now. And there is a different components we'll be learning, and correlation, right? Correlation is the core part, or it is so correlation just amounts to 80% of the scripting, right? And here with NeoLoad, there are different types of correlation. Okay, so there is auto correlation, automatic configuration, manual correlation, advanced correlation, randomization, right? All of this very interesting topics, and to solve one problem, right? There could be multiple ways of solutions that we can also discuss. We'll be discussing, and of course, I mean, folks who have already know about performance testing, this they can relate it. Some of this assertions, which is just simple validation, and there are variable managers. We'll be learning about different types of variables. Logical actions comes under advanced concepts. So once we finish some of the basics, we will be moving into the logical actions. Let me also show you like what we had done in the previous batch. Okay, so this is the previous batch scripts what we are currently seeing. So this is how the new load looks. Okay, so under this you can see there are three main modules. Okay, under design we will usually create, develop the scripts. Okay, so all these recording enhancements, everything goes into this design module. So these are the different types of scripts that we have developed in the previous batch. So there is different types of workflows that we will be discussing and in detail, right? So how we can automate test data. So these are the part, right? This is auto correlation, automatic configuration, manual correlation, advanced correlation, randomization, all of these, right? There will be a dedicated session, and it will be explained in detail, and which is best and what we have to choose. All of those information would be shared, and also we will be learning some of the scripting best practices, um, a best approach, right? Various also this naming standards and various other tips or standards, right, which will, so that we can create good quality scripts. Okay, and of course what we are later we are seeing is these some of these logical actions just here, right? So these are the logical actions. So, and then here comes the population is just all about grouping. uh, so if we see this, right, so more more and more. It's just a collection of user path or grouping the user paths. User paths is just scripts, and so we will also learn something on the custom coding, how data can be written to a file, and some SLA profile manager and various other topics also, right? So there is monitors. So we will be creating some sample monitors and learning about different performance counters. So this is all about design, and then we will be learning something from the runtime, right? So we will be designing different types of user scenarios. Why there are so many? So we will be learning about performance testing types, its purpose, objective, and so on. So all of these we will be designing. Not just that, we will also do multiple rounds of executions as well. So these many executions we have done in the previous batch. So if we go here, right, so there are more other cool features, right, that we will be discussing on the results manager, be how to generate a report or changing the statistics, importing a data, and so on, right? So this is the entire part. So we will not leave any topic which is core, which is important for us to create the script and then execute it. So the complete end to end would be completed, right, from starting from the recording till the execution or even the results analysis. Okay, so this is the course content that we are going to learn. Okay, so before I continue with the recording, I just want to understand if anybody has any questions. If not, I will start with the tool demo. You can also use chat box. If you have any questions, you can share it.
Yeah, Naveen, Sunil here.
Yes, yes, Sunil.
Yeah, actually, I'm into manual testing, like SAP testing
Uh-huh.
and all. So I wanted to switch to this performance testing. Just I have basic idea on that Jmeter and a theoretical idea on that. So
Hmm.
actually, I'm having more than 7 years of experience in IT related to
Okay.
testing. I worked on
Hmm.
QTP, this SAP testing and manual testing as well. But I am not into automation like Selenium and all. But I'm pretty
Hmm.
much interested into this performance testing. So should I go into this or how it is? Because I don't have any much idea on this. How is market on the experienced people and all. So this is the
Yes,
personal view. Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Thanks for your question. Of course, if you have seen, right, in our batches, there are many folks who have joined as a manual testers. I mean, they were working with manual and they have successfully transitioned, but it would take some time. Um, so, uh, so there is also some effort is required from your end, maybe around 10 hours weekly into this just for an studying purpose. Within like 1.5 or 2 months of time, you can ensure that you have at least NeoLoad is a very good tool to start with. It is quite simple and easy to learn. Since you already have some knowledge on Jmeter and some of the performance testing concepts, it should be easier for you. Of course, the market is quite booming now, just on this performance, right? So why? So that's a that this also has gone to another question, right? Why suddenly there is a huge surge in with this performance industry, right? So it all the credit has to go to the pandemic that recently happened, right? So what happened after this pandemic? Nobody could go anywhere, and of course they have the only way they can relax or see nowadays. If we see this, right, the majority of our activity is just online, isn't it? We are on an average we are spending so much of time just online, right? So because of that, there's a huge surge in the traffic with any application that we take, and performance become a core part of any application. So they have so I'm seeing more and more clients are adding performance into their aspects. So this will further grow at least till another 3 4 years. this the same trend would be there. So that's how the data shows, right? So without a performance, considering the performance, nobody is doing a test design now. So it has become like that. Before it was not given much prominence. But yes, so the industry will grow more. So yeah. So
Yeah,
any
Naveen,
other?
got it.
Yes.
And one more thing, Naveen, I mean, totally how
Hmm.
many days of course it is?
The sessions would be so there would be around 22 to 22 sessions, right?
Okay,
But this will take maybe 1 to 1.5 months.
okay. Is it consist of any monitoring tools like Dynatrace and AppDynamics and all, or it is
No, this is
separated? How
only
it is?
on NeoLoad. Yes.
NeoLoad. Okay. Yeah.
If we
One
want
more
to,
question.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, sorry
please.
to cut you. One more question. Sorry to cut you. So my question is here. So if I learn this NeoLoad, whether I can move to performance testing or how it is, or I need to learn this Dynatrace and AppDynamics monitoring tools, or how it is. That is also one
Yes,
thing.
good question. So when we look at this tool, right? So there are two parts. Okay, one is the client side metrics. Another one is server side metrics. Okay,
Okay.
client side metrics we can get it from this NeoLoad or any other performance testing tool. Okay, but to rightly benchmark your system, say like okay, this can perform this many users or throughput. You also need a monitoring tool, okay, to monitor the server side health. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Naveen, thank you.
Yes, but of course there are other sessions also uh, on other monitoring tools. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, fine. If there is no further questions, I would like to continue with the demo. So let's start with the
Uh,
recording.
One
Yes.
second, Naveen. This is Ramakrishna.
Yes, Rama.
Why do we need to choose NeoLoad over we have load runner Jmeter? What is the special uniqueness of NeoLoad?
Yes. So if you see, so there is this part, right? See, JMeter can be considered as a performance testing tool, but actually the core part is JMeter can be used as a regression. It can be used as another utility tool. It can also function as a performance testing, but JMeter's strength is it's open source. You can of course include its versatility, right? That is the positive about JMeter. And with load runner has a lot of protocol supports, but load runner is very expensive. NeoLoad comes right in between these two aspects, right? It is neither very expensive, and it is also very user friendly, and it is highly intuitive. So if you see this, right, I think if you have already learnt about load runner and on JMeter, by looking at this recording session itself, you can easily come to understand like how easy it is, how intuitive it is. That I will just display it. So that is when NeoLoad comes into this picture. And because of course there are some clients, right, especially banking, finance, or insurance, reinsurance, um, uh, these projects, they will not prefer open source JMeter due to various security concerns. So the next option what they have is load runner, but it is expensive, and NeoLoad comes here. It is not very expensive, and also the learning curve in NeoLoad is very less. You can learn most of the things within even our 2 weeks of our session. You will probably design your design your workflows, and then probably you can even do the execution. The learning curve is very fast here. Okay.
Okay, Naveen. Thank you.
Yes. So let me create a new project. I don't want to disturb this. I'll just create a new project.
I just know whether NeoLoad supports all the protocols.
NeoLoad has a few let me just show you on that. So before that, I will just create this. Okay. So if we see this, right, what are the protocols that NeoLoad supports? NeoLoad supports web, that is HTTP, HTML, the usual one. It has a support for SAP GUI and Citrix. True Client is also coming up, which will be there. I mean, I think probably this will be coming up in Q3, right? Quarter three, somewhere September, October. This time, NeoLoad will come up with True Client protocol also. So there will be 4 protocol support by September or this. Okay. Okay. Shall I continue with the recording? So I will just say something like JPEG demo. So I'm just starting with the recording. So what happens? What happened here is it is just uh, opening up a recording bar. Okay, this is called as recording bar. Okay, and I'll just close this. And this is the browser instance that NeoLoad has opened. And so whatever actions that we perform here, right, this gets recorded. And how it is getting recorded? It is getting recorded through a proxy server, right? So let's start. So I'm just starting the first transaction. Okay. So I'm just having this link here readily. So I'm just clicking on this and then going to this web page. I can also paste it in the address bar, the link, and then load it. Okay, fine. So I just launched it. Then I would like to just simply go to other transaction. Just clicking on fish. Okay, angelfish. Okay, and just clicking an item here. So it is just a simple e-commerce workflow that we usually do, right? I think we have also shopped with Flipkart or Amazon. What we do is we will navigate to these kind of items and then add it to cart and then check out that workflow. But what I'm going to do is after I visit this item, I would like to just simply go back to home page. So I'm just going back to the home page. So let's assume that we have just traversed through 5 different transactions and then we have completed our recording. So once the recording is done, we'll just click on the stop recording. There are other options that we have seen in the recording bar. We will be discussing those as we progress. Okay. So after the recording, we will be given this post recording wizard. So there are different options here. Okay, I'm not going to uh, go through that. I'm just simply directly going to click on finish. Okay, and then I'm just going to expand this. See this, right? How neatly it has come up here. So this is the launch transaction. Under launch, what are the requests that it got recorded? It's just it's getting displayed right here. Same thing with the all the other transactions as well. Like neatly, uh, the presentation is really neat here. This kind of presentation you will not see it in load runner. Mostly you will see only codes, right? And you also have to use a start transaction or end transaction, some kind of uh, checkpoint to identify your transaction, or you have to comment it. So there are like even when you are developing scripts from load runner, right? The time would be more, but some of you may be very comfortable with load runner, or maybe even this is the similar kind of this tree view, right, where you can find it in Jmeter also. Okay. uh, s- so let's look at, I'll just open this browser. I would like to, it's a pet store. Okay, let me just take the request from here. Okay, it's pet store only. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just bringing up the Google Chrome developer tool. So we will be also learning some part about Google Chrome developer tool, and how we can as a performance structure, right, how we can take advantage of this, what all so there will be too many things that we will be seeing it, so what it means, and other area also we'll be discussing. So let me close this. Okay, so I'm just reloading this page. Okay, so as you can see, what is happening in the backend, right? So catalog dot action is the main request, and followed by there are many subsequent requests, right? Some of them are CSS, GIFs, and there is ICOs, SVGs. All of these are non-HTML resources. Okay, non-HTML resources, or it can also be called as embedded resources. Usually these will not be considered in our performance in the script itself, but based on the business, right? Including them or excluding them, it is highly depend on the business. Okay, but usually we will not include them. These are considered as embedded resources, and hence this would be disabled. Let's look at the script that we just got recorded here. Okay, we can see there is this catalog.action, and then followed by the same set of requests. Since it's just a simple application, right? So whatever that we are seeing, it is easier for us to just understand and grasp it, but this is not the case with the real time applications. Okay, there would be multiple pages, multiple requests, and it could be overwhelming. Okay, let me also just go through and quickly share on this components of this user path, right? So we are going to call this as a user path. Okay, like how load runner, it is it has, like, there is init, action, and end. These blue or violet color folders, right, these are called as containers. Okay, under this, yellow folders are called as transactions. Okay, a document with a blue ball icon, this is called as, these are pages. Okay, under pages, there could be one or more individual requests. Okay, so this is how the hierarchy, and this is the different components of a user path. Okay, we can directly relate it, right? So here also there are some more information, right? So there is a, so to load this web page, right, there were like total 21 requests got fired, and these much of 4.7 kb got transferred. 63 some kbs are the resources, and it took 2.66 seconds. And there is also DOM content and load, etc., right? So this is what we are seeing is under this network tab. There are also other tabs. Okay, but mostly from the performance perspective, network is the tab that we will be. If we maybe there could be automation folks, or maybe who has worked on Selenium, probably elements are there, uh, a key uh, tab that they'll be mostly working with. I mean, they also work with others, but I'm just saying. So this is how. So if we see this, right, to just load this page, so there is this icon, There is a here, there is a big image here. There are different links, right? All of them gets loaded uh, from these requests. Okay. So there is also something called as authenticated and unauthenticated, which we will be discussing this in the upcoming session. But since I would like to share that this is an unauthenticated workflow, we can simply directly replay it because there won't be any authentication transactions that would be involved here. Okay, let's look at this. So I'm just going to simply checking the user path validity. So that means I'm going to replay this. Okay, so how before replaying this one default changes that I have to make, that is changing this handle cache to new user. Okay, which I have done it, and I'm just simply replaying it. This will just simply uh, fire those many requests, and then you can see it, right, how this checking the user path validity looks. It is very informative, intuitive. I could see some errors. So if you see this, right, there is on the left hand side we can get the entire user path. Okay, there are some this red mark. What it means is there is this some issue with this. So it's here also it says this user path contains two errors. We can just scroll down here. On the left hand side, what we are seeing is the time, action, which action gets executed, the response code is this status code. We will be having a detailed discussion on this. And here we are seeing this assertions and difference. There is nothing here because we haven't applied any assertions yet, but as we progress we will also do that. So here if we see this, right, there is 404. Okay, 404 means it's mostly it is not found, but why it got recorded, right? Anyways, since this can be considered as a embedded resource, for now I would like to just disable this. Okay, so I'm just going to the design, then I how do I disable? I'll just right click this and simply disable it. So after disabling, this requests will not even execute. Okay, this kind of easiness is not there with load runner, but of course it is there with Jmeter, right, where we can enable, or it is called as toggle, right? Yeah, if you provide control T, it gets either enabled or disabled, right? So if as you can see, the recording, right, it hardly took some time, and because it is of not having any authentication, right, so there is no dynamic values that needs to be handled here, so we have just easily replayed. Okay, so we will be doing an authenticated workflow um, in the demo 2, that is tomorrow. Okay, but before that, if anybody is having any questions, please. Yeah,
Ravi,
just
this
open.
NeoLoad is for 1 year. It is free version, right? For we can for practice purpose and all we can access, right?
No, you will get a trial version which is valid for 30 days.
Only 30 days. I heard it is for one
Yes.
year.
uh, I think initially, I mean, when it was Neotis, right, once you
Okay.
have this 30 days license, you can probably send them email saying like you would need to you are looking to extend it. So before they used to extend it for 1 year, as you said, right? So after 30
Yeah.
days it would get extended for 365 days. But now, since it has acquired by Tricentis, right,
Yeah.
so they are Tricentis is a kind of they provide test complete solutions, right? So they are not providing it, they don't entertain that kind of license now. So there is a lot of restrictions and limitations they are imposing for free access or yes. But of course there are different editions like professional, enterprise, and something. But for learning, this 30 days license is enough. And also, license is only required for execution, not for learning on the scripting side or creating a population. Or we, at least 80% of the activities can be done without the license. Only for execution it is required. The license is needed. So even
Okay,
if you
okay,
have a 30 days license, you need not activate it. Or I highly recommend this. This is for all everybody. Please don't sign up and then download the license now, because it is not required at this point of time. At least after like 1.5 weeks of this design, right? So we will be learning many aspects under this design module. Maybe after we have completed, even after that, right? Even from the runtime, and we'll be creating different scenarios here. Only for the when we go for the execution, right? That is the time when we need a license. Okay, until then we can wait.
yeah, understood. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So any other queries?
I mean, you'll guide everything, right? How to install, what to do, and all
Yes, yes,
from
yeah,
the
yeah,
script.
everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, installation, how to install, and introduction, and as we have just seen, right?
yeah.
So
Because you are
we,
created project and all, right? So I could not able to catch that thing. So where you clicked and also that is also one thing.
correct,
So
correct, correct. Yes, yes,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, the installation session would be there. Separate
yeah,
session. See,
yeah.
you can see this, right? Third
Installation of
session.
NeoLoad. Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
understood.
So we will be learning about how we can install NeoLoad, and how to sign up for the license. All of those information will be shared. But now there is another restriction that uh, Tricentis has imposed. We need a business email to sign up. Okay. Or some kind of a non-public emails to sign up for the license. Uh, but in case if anybody is having any issue, we can procure it. We can provide the license also. So that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah.
Yeah, understood. Now. Thank you.
So any other questions? We can also use chat box. I'm not sure if anybody has shared anything on the chat. I'm just
Hi Naveen.
checking. Yes.
Yeah, this is Sunil.
Yes.
Actually, already I downloaded the NeoLoad tool and
Uh-huh.
I am using that. It's only one day it's working. After that, I am trying to run the script. It is showing error like license error.
License
Why
error.
it's yeah. The trial version only I
Okay.
downloaded.
Hmm.
So, but only
I
one day.
So are you in the same system now?
No, it's not a other system. It.
Okay. So what I would suggest is, and so we will be having again continuous demo sessions. Okay, there will be some free sessions also.
Okay.
uh, Try joining in the next session using the other system where your NeoLoad is installed. I will make you
Okay.
a presenter, maybe post our demo. I will make you a presenter. You can share your screen and we can troubleshoot it.
Oh, okay.
This will also help in case if I'm seeing something, a new kind of issue that you're facing. Is it running in a non-privileged mode?
Sorry, non.
Okay, okay, fine. No, nothing. Never mind. Okay, I
I
need
I
to
can't
check.
understand what.
No. Even running this NeoLoad itself has there are multiple modes. There is a
Yes.
privileged mode and non-privileged mode. But anyways, that's a different topic. That let's not. I don't want
Okay.
to
Okay.
divert
So,
into a different thing.
so are you providing lab sessions, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
In lab sessions, are you okay? Which version you are using? The
Uh,
latest
so
version?
so when I'm telling about the lab session, right?
Yeah.
So before we get into lab session, there would be some prerequisites that you would need to install NeoLoad, and few things has to be done in your system.
Okay.
Okay, so we will be having a live session, but it is not like a training session. So I will not be training anything there. So this is only specifically for dedicated for practice purpose. Okay,
Okay.
so where you can so like all the participants would be joined, and then we will be working on some interesting use cases, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when we are working with that, right, if we can also discuss brainstorm, so it's a different kind of session altogether. So it is not like kind of one way. It is going to be a kind of interactive session where we will be discuss on various, so the same, like same problem can have a multiple solutions. So we'll be discussing on various things, maybe uh, the best approach, right? So
Okay.
I'm sure you will like it. The only
And
part about this lab session is it is not recorded. Okay, so it will not be a part of the recordings, but it is,
Okay.
since it is a kind of a live lab session. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question. Does it support WSS protocol,
Sorry, W.
WebSocket protocol, WSS?
Yes, yes. You mean to say there is this HTML5 SSEs, server sent events, WebSockets,
Yes, yes,
and
WebSocket.
yes,
Like the
yes,
application has like HTTPS. If suppose it has WSS, so does it support recording those protocols?
yes, it does. There is a support.
Okay, okay. Yes.
Only only limitation is you you also need to, so even with this license, right?
Mhm.
So those comes under kind of a special modules. Okay, so it is not included in the existing license, like if you, so probably that needs to be extended. But anyways, this is a, I think your firm will take care of it mostly. I mean, you need not worry about this. They will procure the necessary license, and then they will work with it.
But it's an open source tool, so I can request if suppose I'm working for a company, I can request them like if I think like NeoLoad is better than Jmeter, I can suggest, right? I can ask for the because they want to work only with the open source tool.
Okay. But NeoLoad is not open source. It is.
Oh, it's a pay.
you- yes, yeah, it is a proprietary tool. It is owned by Tricentis.
Okay, but it's not
So
as
I,
expensive as LoadRunner, right?
yes, you're right. So, yeah, just go to tricentis.com.
Okay,
You
I'll
see this,
find out.
right? They have a lot of products here. Um, so here for under this PT, right? Even before this, NeoLoad was owned by Neotis. Neotis is the original developer, but now Neotis is being acquired by Tricentis acquired it. So it is uh, so one part from sorry, Tricentis's portfolio is was missing is this performance. Now they have completed it, I think so. Yeah. So it is a paid tool, and you can look at, see there is also already this pricing and the other things. So
Okay,
you can check here. Yeah, probably you have to request pricing. It is not open. Again, there will be a discussion with the Tricentis team, and oh, okay. Look at this. So starts at $20,000 for a 300
oh,
virtual
oh,
users, and it's annually.
okay,
So unsure if it is if your project has only this. I mean, they don't have this bandwidth, right? They don't have the budget. I think most likely new load will not be preferred.
okay. So it cannot be used on the cloud.
You can use it. I mean, there is a lot of as I said, right, cool features are there. Okay, undoubtedly. See, if you see this, right, there is also, when you say cloud, are you referring to the cloud as an infra, or uh, cloud from the load generating perspective?
Uh, for load generating perspective, and also like the cost may be effective, if it's cloud.
Correct, correct, exactly. So if
Yeah.
I'm just opening the previous one. You see this, right? There is a cloud option. So NeoLoad, or NeoLoad has cloud LGs across the globe. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Because
I mean,
300 is not at least if it's
so
a company, they expect 1,000
thousand virtual
users.
users.
Yes.
Huh, yes, for those, right, there is a customized tool options. Sorry, customized license options where you can increase the number of virtual users and number of execution hours on the go. You can restructure your license with simple few clicks. All those things are also there with NeoLoad.
Okay.
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 Yes. And with the best part about this cloud is they have hosted cloud LGs across the globe. So
Mhm.
in case if we want some, let's say, like I was part of in a project where we need to uh, generate load from a different geographical locations, right? So there is one from London, one from Japan, one from China, one from India, right? So that we can understand like how is the latency, and there is various other things also was on uh, in the cards. So we were able to quickly do it because there was an ease of just temporarily hiring this cloud LGs, like 1 hour or 2 hours, and just for our
Mhm.
executions purpose. Yes. So
Mhm.
of course, it is paid. You have to acquire this NeoLoad credits. You can use the credits against this cloud. So
Okay.
these options are there. A lot of uh, easiness, but of course,
And what
most of
about
it
NeoLoad?
are
Whether it
paid.
can be used for regression testing, or is it only used for
Regression.
suppose if
NeoLoad
there
is,
is.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Uh, okay. NeoLoad is a is one, mostly it is pioneered for performance. It is not for regression. It is not like Jmeter, right? I would like to
Mhm.
highlight it again. Jmeter can be used as manual, can be used as regression, can be used as performance, can also be used as a any other utility also, right? You can just simply uh, uh, populate some of the groovy scripts and some of these like very unique. Let's say you need to do some kind of a complex some operations, right? That is possible using with the Jmeter, but it needs a lot of uh, coding knowledge and skill set. It demands so many aspects, but it is possible with Jmeter, right?
Right.
So I would say like Jmeter is versatile. It's like kind of this I think you must have come across this, right? uh, this Swiss knife, right?
Mhm.
I'm just I'm just showing this. So this is what Jmeter is. It is not targeted for one part. It can do multiple things. Okay, but at the same time, that is when it also gets limited, right? Since it is
Mhm.
since it does so many things. It is not a master of one part, right? Which is in NeoLoad. If you see this, right? So these are some of the results. Like, see how beautiful it is. Like, it is directly, you can check. Let me just look at some executions. Okay. Different one I'm just showing. Okay, so you see this, right? How the graphs are, um, some hotspots. It is really easy, and you can directly jump into your analysis. Majority of the aspects could be easily completed using this kind of report. It could be difficult with uh, with Jmeter, right? Although there are many plugins and various other things, all, but only thing is whoever is working with Jmeter, they have to go on a extra mile to complete it.
Will you be able to create a HTML report, dashboard report here in NeoLoad?
Yes, yes, it is possible.
Okay.
It is possible using dashboard report in the sense
If you want to
something
send
like
it
this.
to now, like yes, something like where I can present the graphs and the throughput, everything, response time, everything in the form of a table. Like we have summary table, aggregate the reports, summary report like that in one single
Ah,
report
yes,
where
yes.
you can send it to client or
It is possible. You can only the report will be in a different. I mean, it won't be like JMeter, right? Like
yes.
similar to this aggregate. It is even more intuitive. It also gives a different information also, which JMeter doesn't usually provide.
Okay.
Yes, but yes, JMeter is built different. It is it can do many things and versatile. So, any other questions I would like to answer? Okay, I take that as a no. Thank you all for joining. We will be having a continuation of demo tomorrow also. Yes, uh, somebody wanted to say something?
No, Naveen, we are good. Tomorrow at same time, right? At 9 p.m.
Same time. Yes.
And you told
So,
4 days, right? Weekly 4 days,
yes,
correct?
yes,
I
yes.
mean, Monday to Thursday, or how it is? Or Monday.
So it depends, but minimum you can expect 4 days weekly. Sometimes it's 5 days also.
No, it
Uh,
will get changed, or how it is timetable, I'm asking you. Because, for example,
uh,
9 p.m., that's fine. But how about the
yes,
days which will.
right. So see, that's what I was saying is it highly depends on how it is. Mostly, it is all the 5 days we will be having sessions. Due to maybe some unforeseen reasons or some circumstances, right? Maybe some days might get skipped, but we will ensure that weekly 4 sessions goes through. Okay.
Yeah, understood. Understood. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Okay then. Thank you all for joining and taking your time to attend the session. I hope it is useful. We will again catch up tomorrow on we will be discussing on authenticated workflows, and we will also do some correlation, and we will progress from there. Thank you all. We will catch you tomorrow.